I am in the middle of recording the next video, spoiler, and the new BEHRINGER Centaur just dropped. And it's not a Centaur anymore. So why I'm taking this thing apart? Let me tell you about BEHRINGER, their marketing, and their alleged Centaur copy.
It's not a Centaur.
So BEHRINGER seemed to have resolved the lawsuit with Bill Finnegan by Clone LLC. They probably paid him some money, but I'll get to that later. And their Centaur, their almost legendary Centaur copy by now. It's now called the Santara, and the horseman is different. Check out these listings of the Santara, it will be available in a bit. And note how the price did increase and actually varies a lot from country to country. UK seems to be the most expensive. Check out that conversion rate to US dollar. So did BEHRINGER and Bill Finnegan resolve the issue out of court? It seems like BEHRINGER is paying some money to Bill and tries to get that money back by increasing the price. Maybe I'm just paranoid, I don't know. Of course, by now everybody knows that the original BEHRINGER Centaur copies, BEHRINGER Centaurs, the pre-Santara Centaurs, now sell for a big premium because some people think they are collectible. Some sellers think that, but also some customers think like that as well, because those pedals actually sell. It is a BEHRINGER pedal, so we will see if they are collectible or not in the long run. BEHRINGER pedals that I usually think of are like 10 to 20 bucks used. Of course they are the cheap plastic ones, but you know, it's BEHRINGER. BEHRINGER even deleted the questionable video they made on their Santara, so they probably just gave in to Bill. Maybe they even have planned the whole thing in advance in some sort of, 4D chess marketing move, who knows? But I think that's actually a very likely possibility. At least, BEHRINGER did if you do a clone kind of thing, the hype is a real part of the clone, and BEHRINGER did create lots of hype. So maybe some kudos to them, I don't know. It's kind of funny if you think about it. Speaking of the hype, there is more. Let's look at the gut shots of the BEHRINGER Centaur. Or maybe call it Santara. Now let's have a look at the gut shots of these AliExpress or eBay clone copies that I showed in the last video. They're real cheap ones. These no-name clone copies. And now let's have a look at the gooped up inside of the original Centaur. And there's one more kind of Centaur, kind of clone classic that we could look at, and it's even an official copy of the Centaur. It's the KTR. Check this out. Notice anything? The circuit of the KTR, especially the components used, look very similar to the BEHRINGER. And the circuit or the components used on the cheap no-name AliExpress eBay clone copy look very similar to the original. What? It is through-hole components versus SMD components. And it's always been the old game of Centaur versus KTR. Some people say the KTR sounds different than the Centaur because of the SMG components. I don't know. Oh, damn. Check this out. It's a 69 uni-vibe on the inside. This thing is 59 euros. It's cheaper than the clone, the Santara. The Santara even got more expensive now that they call it Santara. I think the Santara is way overpriced because this right here, this is a way more complicated circuit. It's the same manufacturer. It's probably the same machine that spits out platinas like this, PCBs like this. And it's just 59 euros. How can the Santara in the UK be more than 90 euros? What is the reason? How can that be? It's an analog uni-vibe, it's cheaper than the copy of a 30-year-old overdrive pedal. How can that be? The answer? Hype! It's all about the hype.
BEHRINGER WON.
Bye bye. Subscribe for more.
Subscribe for more. Subscribe for more. Subscribe for more. Subscribe for more. Subscribe for more. Subscribe for more.
Peace.